Hello, my name is Donovan Straczynski. I'm a hack nursing student, and today I will be performing a scenario-based focused assessment. First, before I begin, I'd like to pan the room, and I will do this again when I'm done. There are no papers or rubric or cheat sheets. Then I'm going to put my computer back on my chair here. Okay. So I will now read my scenario and describe my abnormal findings. So my scenario is Nikki Chen is a 32-year-old graduate student who presents with complaints of undifferentiated abdominal discomfort. She states that she has been constipated for the last 4 days. She appears nervous and fidgety, and she confesses that she is very anxious about her upcoming final exams. Sometimes I get so tense and upset that I can't calm down. I would really like some help to learn to manage my stress better. I'm worried that if I don't get control of my health, and then I'll end up with high blood pressure like my dad. She indicates that her father took up smoking in China before coming to America, but she isn't sure if his hypertension is hereditary or if it's from his smoking habit. I never get involved with a bad habit, she says. During the interview, she describes her dietary habits as terrible. She eats salty, high-fat junk food and does not drink water. I drink regular soda with caffeine. She comments her mother cooks healthy meals of rice and vegetables at home, but Nikki does not get home often. She states she has no time for exercise. So there are various abnormalities within this scenario. The first one obviously would be abdominal discomfort. Second, she's been constipated for 4 days. She does appear nervous and fidgety, however, a lot of people do when they get involved in a healthcare situation like this. The other things were her diet does not sound healthy, and she does not drink a lot of water. So those are essentially the abnormals from this scenario, and what I'm going to be doing is performing a focused abdominal assessment today. So I have my patient here, and I will get started. All right. So first, I would perform hand hygiene, sanitizer. I would identify the patient, 2 identifiers, name and date of birth. Would you please tell me your name and date of birth?
Nikki Chen, 1197.
Thank you. Is this environment private enough for us to conduct this assessment?
Yes.
What I'm going to be doing today is performing an abdominal assessment. So I'm going to have you lay on your back, and I'm going to listen to things, and I'm going to feel around a little bit. Is that okay with you? And do you have any allergies?
No.
Okay. So now I'm going to be performing my old carts assessment before I actually get started. So I will work through that now. When did this pain start?
About 4 days ago.
And where does it hurt?
Kind of like across like the bottom of my stomach.
And how long has it lasted?
But like how long it comes and goes.
How long total? Yeah.
Okay. About 30 minutes to an hour, and then kind of goes away.
Okay. Can you describe the pain to me?
Typically sharp and stabbing.
Okay. Have you taken anything to alleviate?
I tried stool softeners because of the constipation I'm having, but that didn't really give me much relief.
Does anything make it worse?
Spicy foods.
Have you had treatment for this in the past?
No.
And on the scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of intensity of pain? 0 being the least and 10 being the worst.
About a 9.
Okay. All right, great. So today I'm going to be doing an abdominal assessment on you, if that's all right. Okay. So here, all right. So I'm going to have the patient lay down. Okay. We got a clear view of the abdomen. And if you put your arms down, now typically these assessments are supposed to be performed without a shirt. However, for this video assessment, it must be done with a shirt. And so I'm going to be doing my assessment over this shirt here. So first, what I'm going to do is ask the patient if they have any pain or discomfort before I even begin. So do you have any pain or discomfort or anything I should be aware of before I start?
No.
Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to be doing is inspection. I'm going to be doing a visual inspection of the abdomen from here to here, and what I'm going to be looking for is peristalsis, pulsations, any abnormalities in color, meaning if it looks discolored or it's not the same color throughout the entire abdomen field. The last thing I'm going to be doing when I do inspection is I'm going to make sure that the umbilicus is at the midline where it should be. When I do this, it would be important to note that I must look at this from eye level because it's a lot easier or a lot better to view versus viewing from the top. So I'm going to get at eye level and make sure I see no abnormalities. So the color is normal. The umbilicus is in the midline. I'm not seeing any signs of peristalsis or any pulsations. All right. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is auscultation. With auscultation, I'm going to start at the right lower quadrant. I'm going to move up to the right upper quadrant, move over to the left upper quadrant, and move down to the left lower quadrant. That's the order I'm going to be going in. For this, I'm going to be listening for bowel sounds. In the normal individual, I should hear sounds within about 5 to 30 seconds. However, if I do not hear any sounds, I will listen for 5 minutes total on each quadrant or until I hear a sound. So I have alcohol pads here. I'm going to first clean my stethoscope. And after it's clean, I've already performed hand hygiene, and I'm going to warm it in my hands for 5 to 10 seconds so it's not cold for the patient. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to start with the assessment. I'm going to start it in the right lower quadrant. And right there, I hear normal bowel sounds, so I'm going to move on to the next quadrant. There, almost right away, I'm hearing gurgling and abdominal sounds almost right away, so I'm going to move on to the next quadrant. Again, I'm hearing normal abdominal sounds and gurgling. I'm going to move on to the next quadrant. Excellent. Again, I heard normal bowel sounds in all quadrants, I would say within about 5 seconds or less. And so now I'm going to move on to the palpation, which is the last part of this assessment. Again, I'm starting in the same order I did when I auscultated. I'm going to start at the right lower. I'm going to go to the right upper. I'm actually going to feel in between to make sure I don't miss any pieces of this abdomen. Then I'm going to move over again to this quadrant and again to here. And what I'm looking for are masses, organomegaly, which would be a abnormal size of an organ. I'm looking for guarding, and I'm looking to see if the patient has pain. So now I will begin my inspection. I'm not feeling any masses. Do you feel pain when I do that? Are you okay? I'm going to move up to the next quadrant. I'm not feeling anything abnormal. I'm going to move to the center here, right below the rib cage. Again, I'm not feeling anything abnormal, no masses, no abnormal organs. She's obviously not in pain when I do palpate because she's not guarding. I also like to ask as well while I'm doing this. Finally, I'm going to move over to the left upper quadrant. Again, not feeling anything. This is light. I'm about 2 centimeters in. And then lastly, I'm going to the left lower quadrant. Again, about 2 centimeters. I'm really not digging in this abdomen right here. All right. So after my assessment, everything here seems completely normal. She's not in pain. She's not guarding. I felt no masses. All of the abdominal sounds were normal. And again, I would have listened for 5 minutes a quadrant if I did not hear anything. Now, before I end this assessment, I'm just going to pan the room one more time. And then There's the chair that I prop my computer on, couch, and back around. All right, so thank you very much, and that is my focused assessment.